Hello everyone. In this video, we are discuss about the limb length measurement. Limb length measurement, what it is? So it aims to measure the length of the individual limb with the help of each tape. So for the LLD measurement, you can use the tape. In clinical practice, exact length of the each lower limb is relatively unimportant, but important is the difference in length which exists between the two lower limbs. Difference between the upper and lower arms and the upper and lower legs are called as leg length discrepancies. The short form is LLD. So basically, if we have the LLD in upper limb, so it cannot affect the our ADL function too much. But if we have the difference in the lower limb, that cause a problem more than the arm LLD. Therefore, we will focus on the length differences in the legs. The classification of the LLD, so we have two types or the two classification, the structural one and the functional one. The structural, or we can say it is anatomical or true LLD. So differences in the leg length resulting from the inequality in bony structure that cause the structural LLD, and if it is without any concomitant shortening of osseous components of the lower limb, it produces the unilateral asymmetry of lower extremity, that is functional LLD. Basically, the etiological factors for the true limb length measurement that are the fracture, trauma, and idiopathic developmental abnormalities, degenerative disorders, the leg calf, Perthes' disease, cancer or neoplastic changes, and some infections that produce the true limb length discrepancy. The functional LLD causes that are shortening of soft tissue, joint contractures, the ligamentous laxity, such abnormal posture, the axial malalignment, and the foot biomechanics. So these are the certain causes for the true and functional LLD. Now we discuss one by one how to measure the true and how to measure the functional LLD. So first is true limb length measurement. In that, true length is the measurement of lower limb to diagnose the true shortening or the true discrepancy. So present when there is a decrease in distance between the upper surface of the head of the femur and the lower surface of the calcaneum when compared on both sides. That is known as the true limb length measurement. For clinical purpose, how we can check? So from ASIS to the medial malleolus in the ankle. Okay, so ASIS means the anterior superior iliac spine because it lies proximal and lateral to the upper surface of the head of the femur. From that, you go up to the medial malleolus because its tips of correspond to the calcaneum. The direct method and indirect method, we have two methods for measurement of the true limb length. So direct method is the patient position in the supine line, identify both ASIS and draw some imaginary line with connect the both ASIS. Prior to measuring, place the normal limb in a similar position to that affected limb. Squaring of pelvis is important when you measure the direct method. Okay, so what is squaring of pelvis? We can show later. Place one end of the each tape over the ASIS of the affected side. Then take tape through the thigh till medial border of patella, and then along with the medial border up to the tip of the medial malleolus you can go. See in this diagram, put the tape or the start point from the ASIS, then middle border of patella, and then the medial malleolus. Okay, so tip of the medial malleolus. So this is the easy method to measure the true limb length discrepancy. What is squaring of pelvis? So it is a technique to place lower limbs in such a position that both ASIS are at the same level and in a straight horizontal line. Okay, so it is achieved by first placing the hips and knee in extension position, that means patient in the supine line, and both ASIS are thereafter aligned to same height, that is to the same level with each other and parallel to the edge of the plinth, and then you go for the measurement of the true LLD. The second method is indirect method. So in indirect method, position of patient in stand with both knee fully extended with feet 10 cm apart and equal weight on the both feet. The clinician places his or her hands on bilateral anatomical structure, posterior superior iliac spine, or the anterior superior iliac spine, or use iliac crest on the left and right. Identify the ASIS on both the side. ASIS on the side of shortened limb will be at lower level. So this is the indirect method. Now the clinician visually assess if there is a length inequality, and if so, to place wooden block of varying thickness under the foot of shortened limb. Like જે side affected છે, at that side you have to pull this some wooden blocks, and then એટલે કે એ wooden blocks ની size કેટલી હોવી જોઈએ? So it is until both ASIs are at the same level and equal length is reached. Total height of wooden block equal the difference in the length. Now into limb length measurement, there are two measurement is there: supratrochanteric measurement and infratrochanteric measurement. Because the causes of shortening are sometimes due to supratrochanteric and sometimes due to infratrochanteric. So the supratrochanteric shortening causes that are coxa vara or valga, the congenital hip dislocation, fractured neck femur, hip arthritis, and destruction of the femoral head or acetabulum. So these are the causes for supratrochanteric discrepancy. So here the coxa valga, that increase in the angle, coxa normal that is, and if it is decreased, known as the coxa vara. Some hip fracture condition, hip dislocation. Okay, so these are the certain condition for supratrochanteric discrepancy. So how to measure supratrochanteric shortening? So first is Bryan's triangle, then Shoemaker's line, Chinese line, and the Nelaton's line. So first is Bryan's triangle. This triangle is constructed on both sides as follow. So first, draw one line from ASIS to greater trochanter. So palpate ASIS, and from ASIS you have to draw one line up to the GT, that is greater trochanter. Then imaginary line drawn from ASIS to couch perpendicularly. Third is horizontal line drawn from greater trochanter to line to above, measure and compare with other side. Okay, so you have to draw the line from ASIS to greater trochanter, then imaginary line from ASIS to couch perpendicularly, and then one horizontal line. Okay, and you have to make like this triangle. Bryan's triangle is drawn on both sides and length of line is measured and compared. Okay, both sides the line length is same or not. Difference in length of third line indicates the upward shift of trochanter and confirm the supratrochanteric shortening. If difference in the length of the first and second line, it indicates the anterior or posterior shifting of the greater trochanter. So this test is not useful in bilateral hip disease. Okay, because from if third line is different, so it indicates the shift of trochanter, and if first and second, so it indicates anterior or posterior shift of greater trochanter. Second method is Shoemaker's line. So patient in the supine position, line joined by the connecting 2 points greater trochanter and ASIS when extended up on. Make across the above the umbilicus in the midline. Okay, so one line from here and one from here. May cross the below the umbilicus away from midline. So opposite unilateral supratrochanteric shortening. Okay, कि अगर આપણે ASIS थी અને GT थी, okay, connecting line draw करिए. So if it is up to the midline umbilicus, so it is normal, but it is away from the midline of the umbilicus, so we can say it is opposite unilateral supratrochanteric shortening. If it is below the umbilicus, okay, so we can say it is a bilateral supratrochanteric shortening. It is not useful in case of bilateral disease mostly. Third method is Chinese line. Patient in supine position, line joining two ASIS and two greater trochanter are parallelly. Okay, parallelly durvano ASIS to ASIS and GT to GT. This is distributed if one of the greater trochanter is shifted upwards. Useful in unilateral disease only. Distal tuberosity, and here ASIS. So we can draw the one line from ASIS to the distal tuberosity. The greater trochanter just touch the line. Okay, so here the greater trochanter will just touch the line. If greater trochanter is above the line, then supratrochanteric shortening is confirmed, and it is useful in unilateral as well as bilateral hip disease. So this is about the fourth method. The patient lies with the affected side uppermost with the hip flex up to 90. The tip of greater trochanter should lie on or below a line connecting the anterior superior iliac spine and ischial tuberosity. In cases of supratrochanteric shortening, the trochanter will be above the line. Now we discuss about the infratrochanteric measurement. So here shortening is below the greater trochanter. That's why it is known as the infratrochanteric. Causes are malunited fracture of the femur or the tibia bone, skeletal growth disturbances, and genu varum or genu valgum in knee. The methods, so here we have methods, that is Galeazzi or Allen's test, and second is individual bone length or segmental measurement. So first we see about the Galeazzi's or Allen's test. So this test demonstrate whether the shortening is in the femur or tibia. Okay, જે discrepancy છે tibia ને લીધે છે કે femur ને લીધે છે. So the patient in supine with the hip flex to 45 degree and knee up to 90 degree. Place the malleolate together. The test is inaccurate if you are unable to do so. The examiner assesses the position of both knee from the end of the bed and from the side. See here. In case of femoral shortening, the both thighs are at level, but knee is slightly lower than the normal one. In case of tibial shortening, both legs are at the level, but thigh is not at the level. So this is, you can difference between the tibia and the femur Fremont discrepancy, okay, or the shortening. The discrepancy is occurred due to the femur shortening or the tibia shortening. So this is the Galeazzi method. See here, this is short tibia and this is due to short femur. Second method, individual bone leg length measurement. So length of the femur can be measured from ASIS to the medial joint line of the knee, and for tibial measurement can be done from medial joint line of the knee to the medial malleolus, and then compare both these sides. Okay, both bone ની જે પણ length છે, it is same on both side or the some differences present. So these are the some methods for the infratrochanteric shortening. Now we go for the apparent limb length measurement. Apparent means we can say it is due to the some postural abnormality or some other deformity like scoliosis, hip contracture, knee contracture, okay, ankle contracture. So these are the certain causes which lead to the apparent limb length measurement. So how to check? So method of measurement is position of patient as in the supine line. See here, patient is supine line. Measure the apparent length up to the umbilicus. So first point of the tape is on the umbilicus, and then go for the medial malleolus tip and measure the length of both sides and compare it. So this is the method for the true limb length measurement. Oh sorry, apparent limb length measurement. Now we discuss about the treatment. Okay, we can check true also and apparent also. So what is the treatment? So if the discrepancy or the length difference is up to 0 to 2 centimeters, so no treatment is required. It is okay with the ideal. If difference of less than 3 cm are usually accepted by the patients and can be corrected by shoe raise of the shortened limb. Okay, we can give the higher shoe on the affected side, so it compensates the both limb length. Difference in length between 4 to 15 centimeter are corrected by surgery, so surgical intervention is required, like epiphysiodesis of long length shortening is required, or the short length lengthening. So these are the certain techniques by which we correct the LLD. Any difference in length of more than 15 centimeter are usually difficult to be corrected by surgical method also. Okay, if it is above the 15 centimeter, so it is difficult to correct by surgical method also. About the measurement of LLD, short revision. Okay, so first we discuss about the types. Okay, what is LLD? If LLD is in the lower limb, it produces the more difficulty. If it is in upper limb, so it not produce any difficulty. Okay, we see about the types. So we have two types, structural and functional. Structural is known as true and functional is known as apparent. Okay, factors, etiological factors for structural and etiological factors for the functional, or we can say apparent. Then we discuss about the type and how to measure true limb length measurement. So clinically the one method is used, the supine lying patient position from ASIS to go for the medial patella, and from that go for the tip of the medial malleolus. Other method we discuss about the indirect method and the direct method. So in indirect method we see one easy technique, okay, that is the position of patient, and if it is any discrepancy, so put some wooden block and compensate there. The other method you can see supratrochanteric measurement and infratrochanteric measurement. If it is due to supratrochanteric shortening, so you can check the check with this technique, Bryan's triangle, Shoemaker, Chinese, and Lalatan's line. Okay. Then if it is due to the infratrochanteric shortening, so you can go for the some technique that is Galeazzi and individual bone length or segmental measurement. In that you have to check the length of the femur and the tibia on both sides. Okay, so these are the some method for the true. Now the for apparent limb length measurement we go for the umbilicus to the medial malleolus tip. So this is the method in that we can measure the true apparent limb length measurement. And lastly we discuss about the treatment. If it is 0 to 2 centimeter, no treatment. If it is less than 3 centimeter, patient is corrected with the high shoe. And if it is 14 to 15 centimeter, go for the surgical intervention. And if it is more than 15 centimeter, so surgical treatment is also not work. Thank you.